All right, welcome back to your Mastery Tips and Tricks show. I'm so happy, thankful, and grateful to be here with all of you. And we have a special guest in the house today, and we're going to be talking about one of my favorite subjects. Let food be thy medicine. And I have gone through so many healing journeys of my own, but we're going to get to hear about Scheherazade's story today and about what she's doing to make a difference so that people can heal themselves through food. So please introduce yourself and tell us more about you and how your company got started.
Yeah, hello. Hi, Heather. Thank you for inviting me. I'm so happy to share my story. My name is Scheherazade Rayat, and I'm a medical doctor turned into scientist because I noticed that through science I can help more people, and especially nutrition, that we can provide prevention before even the disease appears.
Yes,
That's
yes, that's true healthcare. Yeah.
But I have to add this fact that it's actually possible to treat with food as medicine.
Absolutely.
It's not to delete all the medications. Of course, if it's needed, we have to take it. But
Yeah.
food help a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Holistic's holistic, right? Like if you cut yourself, you want a surgeon. Yeah, like there plays a everything plays a part. And food is magical and is healing. And God gave us everything we need right in the plants, right here, right now that we have access to. I just feel like over maybe the century, we kind of got disconnected. Like my grandmother was like, here's apple cider vinegar. It's going to cleanse your blood. Put it on everything. Take a bath in it. Like we were so accustomed to using food as medicine. And there's so many incredible cancer healing centers that literally use juicing and food to help people alkaline their body and heal themselves. So, absolutely, we can allow food to be the medicine. It can be used as post treatment, but ideally, like you're saying, we look at it from a preventative perspective so that we're fueling our body with what allows us to have that optimal health.
Yes. So my story started when we came to Canada, and we came from Singapore. So our diet changed from east to west. And I noticed that the Western modern diet is so much different with Eastern diet. And that, like after a few months living here, my son developed a cavity, and you know that milk teeth are more prone to cavities, and that is also very scary for little kids to go to the dentist. And then I looked at the hard look at what is our nutrition these days, and I noticed that we are lacking some important vitamins. And one important one for the teeth is vitamin K2, that is just recently, in recent decades, have been known. So we knew that there is a vitamin K that is for coagulation, blood coagulation, and that is vitamin K1. They noticed there are two different formulations of that. Vitamin K2, which is menaquinone, is the one that is for bone health, and it helps to send the calcium inside the bone and the teeth. And that's what happens when we don't have this vitamin. Our teeth are more prone to cavities. And I noticed that also through the past 50 years, children and youth have more bone fractures,
Very
because it is the
interesting.
past 50 years that there's this decline in fermented food. You mentioned apple cider vinegar. These days, they are all pasteurized. They are
Yes.
because of the long shelf life.
Apple
And
cider vinegar with the culture in it. So it has
yes,
the we call the mother, right? Yes,
exactly,
the good
exactly.
stuff.
That's the fermentation, the power of fermentation. And that is how vitamin K2 is produced. In the past, when, for example, the cows were grass-fed, they would have the right bacteria inside their gut to turn vitamin K1 to K2.
Mm.
And therefore, we could get this vitamin from our butter, from milk, from the fat of the animal. But these days, they are all grain-fed. So we don't have those kinds of nutrition that we had before.
Yeah, so we're not even getting them in the same places that we used to before, and we don't
Exactly.
even know it.
Yeah, even if we take the grass-fed butter, for example, it might not have that amount of vitamin K2 because although it's a fat-soluble vitamin like D3, but it doesn't have the long half-life.
Uh,
Its half-life is like 2 to 3 days.
oh,
And
so
only
we're
one
not eating the butter from the backyard from the cow. So by the time you get it, basically, it's not there
yeah,
anymore.
exactly. Like in the winter, even the milk, like organic milk, wouldn't have that much vitamin K3, K2. Sorry, K3 is the actually the synthetic form of vitamin K, which is not suggested because it's uh, poisonous. It's not good.
Awesome. So we're looking for the K2 ideally, and that comes through the fermented
Natural.
foods. My,
Yes, to the
my
ferment.
favorite is sauerkraut.
Yeah, sauerkraut has a little bit,
Mm.
but the problem with the sauerkraut, and it has more vitamin C rather than vitamin K2. It has some K2, but then you have to eat a lot of it to get enough
That
K2.
I do. So would you say like kimchi? What would be something that's better?
Um, Kimchi is like sauerkraut. So anything lacto-fermented through the lactic fermentation, those bacteria make vitamin K2, but not the higher range of vitamin K2. They more make vitamin C. In
Okay.
order to get the vitamin K2, the best fermented food is a Japanese food called natto. Natto. Yeah,
Ah.
bubble tea. And it is fermented soybeans.
Mm.
Has a lot of vitamin K2, like 10 times more than your daily value. Um, but there's a problem, it has an acquired taste to it.
Mm.
And the smell and taste, some people would like even in Japan, and some people wouldn't like it. So,
I'm
especially,
all about it. If it's good for me, I can have a spoonful of anything. I do the oregano oil. I do it all. So for me,
I
I'll eat
myself like it. I like it.
it.
Yeah.
Good, good. If
But
I
there,
could do
there is
train
also the
spoonful.
issue of reaction to the soy, as
Yes,
it's
that's true.
made of soy. And in Western diet, maybe it's not that applicable.
And
So, yeah, what I did was that I made the similar product with chickpeas
yes,
instead of
with
soy.
chickpeas versus soy.
Yes, because in Canada, we produce chickpea. So it's available, and it has a very good taste. All of us like it. It's mild, and then we can get we can get the same benefits, similar benefits to the soy. Soy has more protein, and we can get more vitamin K2, but this is also very good.
Yeah, and this is local here. It sounds like it tastes better, so you're more inclined to eat it, and more
Yeah.
people will want to eat it. And so you created this product, but it's not like kimchi. So explain to us like what the product is, what the company name is, and how people can learn more about it. And then I want to dive into your other tip.
Yeah, of course, I'd be happy. So this is let me first explain about vitamin K2 that it works together with vitamin D3 to send the calcium Well, vitamin D3 will help to absorb the calcium from the intestine like 20 times more. And
Amazing.
then vitamin D3 will help to send it to the bone to deposit there through the osteocalcin. So this is especially important for children. This is my mission to bring it to children, but it works for any age as well, even for osteoporosis.
Well, what also just came to me is like some of the longer term studies have started to show that the more milk you drink, the higher your likelihood of osteoporosis. There's a 20-year study that says that. And what just came to me, well, if the vitamin K is supposed to help the calcium get absorbed, yet it's probably not in our milk anymore, then it creates maybe an imbalance.
Yes, there are always the balance should be there. And one problem is that these days I noticed that we take too much vitamin D3 because it's recommended, especially after COVID,
And
which is
winter
a
in
good
Canada.
thing. But we get a lot of calcium that way. But if this calcium is not directed to the bones
Boom.
of hard tissue, it will sit on the soft tissue. And
Mm.
that is like very dangerous if it sits on the arteries, like coronary blood vessels,
Yeah.
causing arterial stiffness and cardiovascular disease. It can cause kidney stone and yeah, different kinds of problems if the balance is not there.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was just looking into that there's a lot of cardiovascular issues developing from overuse of calcium supplements that aren't in a balanced form. So they're not making it to the bones, and instead, yes, they're sitting on the arteries and hardening the tissue. So this is one of the things that I was so excited about to talk to you on the show also was too much of something is also not good, and making
Not
sure
good.
that it's done in harmony and balance the way that it's done in the body. But people just don't know, right? You saw the ad, you're like, I should just have calcium. So there's just, we need to really that holistic picture, and you have such an incredible vast amount of knowledge that you get to see that full picture from the supplement to the breakdown of it in the body and where it goes. And so knowing, everyone, I just want you to hear this. Balance is key. There's many things that interact to help with the absorption. And that's exactly why she's created this product, so that it is easily absorbed. It can help you, and it helps keep the balance, right?
Yes, exactly. No wonder why in modern societies we have both cardiovascular disease and osteoporosis at the same
Yes.
time. In old
Yeah.
days, we could get both vitamin D3 and K2 from the milk, right?
Yeah.
But these days, the balance is not there, and we don't know because we cannot see.
Yeah.
And is one of my issues with the food is that we don't know actually how much nutrient is in our food. The
Mm.
micronutrients are written on the label, but the micronutrients like the vitamin content is not there unless it is added artificially.
Yes.
And
Yeah, because you don't
we don't
know.
like artificial vitamins that much because the artificial made vitamins are not complete. All
Yes.
the vitamins, all the nutrients should come in their complex form. And those complex form prevents the side effects of any chemical that we might take,
Yeah,
right?
and helps prevent that imbalance. It's like the same with the cucumber. It has all the things to help the fluid balance intra and extracellular, where a lot of the where a lot of the times we're taking certain supplements or post-workout stuff that is missing some of the things. So you just got expensive urine, nothing's making it into the cells, right? So yes, if we can do food first, let food be thy medicine, because it comes in its complete package, in the balance, just the way that our bodies need it.
Not only food can be the medicine, of course, food can be the supplement, right? But
Yeah.
we need to know how much of the vitamin is in there. This is my vision to create some products that the amount of nutrients are written on them. at least the important nutrients, so that we know how much we are taking. And they are measured like every time. And they are natural, in their natural forms. We don't add artificial vitamins to the product. And then that would be ideal, right? We both know how much is in, and
We
we
wish.
we want to take it. And the problem with the fermented food and children is that normally they don't like it.
Yes, yeah. I have a friend from nutrition school, and her company is made fermented foods for kids, because she actually helped her son heal his gut and come off the autistic spectrum using the GAPS diet and fermented foods. And are you ready for it? Named it "Just Shut Up and Try It." And so I
That's
really like
true.
to eat it.
That's true. But like children don't even eat the normal veggies, let alone
Yes.
fermented ones. They wouldn't like it. So I came to the idea that why not dehydrate it and make it into flakes. Like the sauerkraut can become flakes. The only thing that we need to do, the scientific approach to it, is that to make sure the vitamin is not lost during this process. So it's not the normal dehydration process. Um, Therefore, we make sure through this process that we are not losing the vitamin. And then children can easily top their popcorns and, and eat it. And it's delicious and natural and it's good, right?
Yeah, I love it. So it's incredible. She made a product that's easily absorbable with the nutrients in it, and the kids actually want to eat it. And I know my niece has been going through seeing the dentist, and yeah, not a fan. So I'm going to make sure that I pass the info along to them as well.
Oh, thank you.
Of
And
course.
and this the chickpea one, it will be in the form of powder, so you can hide it, totally hideable.
Yeah, for my nephew, will just hide it in his protein shake. He won't even know.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love it.
you can put it in your smoothie, make the smoothie more creamy, and
Mhm. Right.
yeah, and the taste would not change. I've tried this in the smoothies and no one noticed.
And
So
that's the secret. The taste didn't change. I love it. That's amazing.
yes.
Amazing. So let's dive into the next tip. So, guys, first, let food be your medicine. Second, you're going to want to make sure you check out this product because it is one of a kind. And it's something we all really need. And aren't we happier when we get to take things that are from its natural form and it tastes good?
Yes, well, actually, the good news is that right now, and our R&D has finished. We have a patented procedure, patent filed, and now we are ready to go to the market. It's not available yet,
Yes.
but not available yet, but coming out very soon, hopefully,
I
with,
love,
with your support.
of course, with everyone's support. I love it. Okay, let's dive in, and we look forward to the release. So you're going to keep us all posted when it's done.
Yeah, we had 4 years of R&D, research and development, 4 years.
That is incredible, and that is dedication to preventative healthcare. I love it. And
Thank you.
you wanted to come and share an extra bonus tip for the audience today because a lot of our audience are entrepreneurs, and we wanted to talk about stress and nutrition, and eating to keep the body balanced and to manage the emotional stress. So, talking about stress and food, because we know as entrepreneurs, well, that's why only 10% of the population are entrepreneurs because it requires you to do and be things you haven't before, and it's uncomfortable. And so we constantly live in maybe a state of uncomfortability and stress. And so we wanted to touch on how we can support those entrepreneurs in the audience today from a nutritional perspective. So take it away.
Yeah, I would love to give you my own experience with that because I used to have the heart palpitations that the doctor said it's completely normal and don't worry about it. You just have to live with it. So
There
that's
has to be another way.
yes, you don't need to take any medicine and just don't drink coffee. And I said, okay, but I noticed the coffee has no impact on it. The problem was not the coffee, okay? So I looked at my nutrition and said, what is missing here? And I came to the conclusion that because I'm taking vitamin D3, I was deficient in vitamin D3, and when the COVID and everything happened, then we all needed more vitamin D3 because it's needed for immune boost, right? By the way, vitamin K2 is also needed for the immune boost. They are friends. They go together.
Yes.
But then we have a lot of calcium absorbed in our body, and the calcium is always for contraction. This is for the muscle to contract, it needs calcium. But what makes the muscle to release and relax? That's magnesium, because the balance of calcium magnesium is required for the proper pumping of the heart, for example, or the muscle. Like when at night, sometimes I would get the muscle
Cramps.
cramps. Yeah, the cramps.
Not fun.
They are basically the same thing. And so we have a lot of calcium in our body because we know that we should take. Sometimes we even take the calcium as supplements. And then we don't know that we are lacking magnesium. And that is a mineral that they say 80% of
Population.
Americans have deficiency of magnesium.
I just want to say here, blah, blah, blah. We want to make sure you hear that again. Listen, 80% of the population is magnesium deficient, and it is your relaxation nutrient. Listen to that. So
Exactly.
stress, no magnesium, stress, no magnesium. And we wonder why we can't get into a state of now and relaxation and out of fight or flight. The bear's not chasing us anymore. There's no bear. We need to come back into that relaxed state, but we're missing the magnesium. So tell us a little bit more about that.
So like magnesium is, of course, in the dark leafy veggies, right? That's why we are missing it.
I eat so much kale though. I have this Thai kale stew, and it's my superfood stew. It's got local mushrooms, everything in it. So I love my leafy greens, and I hide it in a stew.
Yeah, I love kale in salads. You know that kale has much more nutrient than lettuce, for example. The vitamin C in it, and all the nutrients are more than lettuce, but the price might be the same.
Yes.
So you
Yeah.
get more with kale, but some people wouldn't like it, but it depends. Any dark leafy vegetable is good. Just take more of that. Also, legumes, nuts. They all have magnesium, but I think we are not into taking much of them as well.
Yeah. So yeah, and so like what nuts specifically? Like I know I love Brazil nuts because they're loaded with selenium, which is your
Yeah,
high
yeah.
potent antioxidant. So I love my Brazil nut. Is there a nut that you recommend that people
So
might?
Brazil nut has selenium, so I wouldn't eat more than one.
Yes, one a day
Yeah, not more than that.
because they're big too.
Yeah, they are big too. Well, actually, all the nuts are good. Almond, even peanut has a lot of magnesium. But again, everything should be in
Moderation.
moderation, right?
Yes, yeah. You're not to eat a tub of peanuts now because we said it's loaded with magnesium. It's
Yeah,
also too fungal, that many nuts.
and it's
Right, so,
also personal, right?
yeah,
Some people like me, I cannot tolerate too much nuts.
yes, exactly.
I get the
The
side
stomach's,
effects of nuts, right?
yeah, stomach's not happy with too many nuts.
Especially skin. Like
Yes, yeah.
you get breakouts if you have too much nuts. Because
Especially peanuts because they can be fungal. So yeah, everything in moderation. Too much peanuts can, be too fungal, screw up
Yeah.
your gut, give you pimples, right? All things that then you have to come back and see us and figure out why you got acne. And then we get into
Yeah,
this.
that's the problem. So always look at how the things make you happy.
Yeah.
Like if I eat this amount of this, I'm happy. If I eat more, then it causes problems. I shouldn't make myself eat more of this thing because it's good. Sometimes more of a good thing becomes a bad thing, right?
Yeah, and we talked about that. So nutritional yeast, I love it because it's loaded with B vitamins. It's also a gastric irritant if you have too much of it. So everything in moderation, everything in balance, everything can be found within nature. Food is your medicine, and let's reduce the stress load because the leading cause of death is stress. A lot of the things that happen within the body that cause the death, like a not natural death, is often due to stress, which causes inflammation in the body, which causes your gut to not be healthy, which causes you not to be able to absorb your nutrients, which then leaves you malnutrition, and then you don't have the immune system and all the things to protect yourself. So it really, all of this comes back to this is food to help you heal, to be preventative. This is healthcare. And for a lot of us, it's in our own backyards. And there's so many incredible herbs and plants out there. And we just don't know. So get a herbalism book and dive into learning how to and what nutrients you can get from your food, and really starting to lean back on nature, not just for healing, but instead for optimal performance. So from the preventative side, not just the post side, and using food to be our fuel.
Exactly. But I mean, I'm not a fan of pills and I don't like pills, but whenever I take vitamin D3, especially during the winter months, I also take a magnesium pill that
Yeah.
comes in the form of pill. I take it in the morning because it also helps with a good sleep, right? It's very good for sleeping, but when you take it at night, the problem that happens because it relaxes the muscles, then you might, if you have the acid reflux, it might get worse.
Mm.
Yes. You can take it at night if you don't have stomach issues, but if you have acid reflux, take it in the morning, and
And
that's
if you have acid reflux, maybe book an appointment so we can clear that up too, right?
yes.
Because these are the things that people think are common, but they're not common. And so I had GERD, and I think I was like 14 or 16, and it hurt so bad. I ended up in the hospital because I didn't know what it was, and gastroesophageal reflux disorder. And it was 100% from the food that I was eating and when I was eating the food. So healed my gut. Don't have that anymore, right? So
That's
definitely.
fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. And it was scary because it could be really painful. So these are the things that, too much of something's not good, right? Too much tomatoes or too much spicy. And this is where we really want to work in the harmony and balance of nature in our food.
So it's if I have one point for you is to take vitamin D3, K2, and magnesium. This creates the balance that we need. And also one more point regarding this relaxation is about the balance of sodium and potassium. We normally get too much sodium in our food, like the SAD, standard American diet.
Yeah.
Acronym. SAD has a lot of sodium, maybe up to 600 milligrams. Then, I mean, like 6 grams of sodium, whereas we should take only 2 grams per day, right?
And it's not even good salt, like it's not sea salt or Celtic salt. It's usually the iodized ones.
Even forget about those details. These are
Just the
small.
amount in general.
Yeah, the amount in general is too much, and then the balance with potassium will go down because there are not too many sources of potassium in our food, and that creates that imbalance as well. like in the past, the daily requirement for potassium was 3,500 milligrams. But these days they say is 4,700.
Oh,
The
gotta bring it
bar
up.
has been raised. Yeah.
And I just always want to note for anybody listening, like recommended daily allowance is not for optimal performance. It's so that you don't die, right? Like the amount that they went through and saw like what is the bare minimal on average to prevent disease so that you're not dying. So those RDAs are your bare minimal requirements. I just want to make that clear. So we want to maybe even take it to step up to reach that optimal performance level.
Yeah, I tried it. I myself couldn't reach to for about 5 grams, right? Five
Yeah.
grams of potassium is very difficult. Even 3 grams is very difficult to
How
reach.
many bananas does one have to eat?
Yeah, like like each banana has 100 milligrams. So you need like I don't know, 10 to
50 bananas.
50 in this case.
50
And
bananas. Yeah.
then like the one day I went to the Shoppers Drug Mart, I was looking at the supplement aisle and I noticed there is potassium supplementation and each pill had 100 milligram of potassium. And I said, it's just waste of money.
Yeah. Just, yeah,
But
when you're needing more around 5,000.
yes, exactly. So don't rely on supplementation in this case. Just reduce the amount of sodium intake and increase the potassium intake. It's mostly in like we cannot eat more than one banana per day, right?
Yeah.
Potatoes, root vegetables have more. Dark leafy vegetables again.
Yeah. Living on that kale.
And then yes, that balance also helps
Yeah.
to reduce the stress amount of the stress that we are getting. So these are the tips that nutrition help with the stress, but also stress causes the imbalance of nutrition itself. So if we have a stress, our digestive system doesn't work. No matter how many good vitamins and supplements you take, if you are in that fight and flight mode, there is not enough blood circulation for the digestion to happen. And this will cause the indigestion and the malabsorption of minerals and vitamins. So yes, there's a both way road, and we should
Yeah.
always be mindful.
Absolutely. Especially saying when you are stressed, you won't get to actually absorb your food and get the nutrients from the food. So you want to change your environment, your energy, and your state when you eat to a state of joy, peace, love, and possibility. So I had said before, I used to find me driving down the 401 between clients, eating in the car, and I no longer do that anymore. So really making sure that you're in that positive environment. And then also you can use food to help manage your stress. So getting your nutrients in your body in a balanced range, in a healthy range, will help you naturally do what your body knows what to do. And so if
Exactly.
there was one more thing you wanted to share with everybody, what's your last piece of advice for today?
Just one more thing is that be happy.
Yeah, I love it. That's the best medicine.
Yeah,
Laughter and happiness and then food.
exactly. It will reduce the stress normally and then make you happy. If you'd like to learn more about vitamin K2, I have a free gift. That's a PDF that I have created and I can share with everyone if they are interested on my website. And I'd be happy to um, answer more questions in future.
I love it. Well, first of all, thank you for being an innovator, an inventor, and someone who's doing it from a holistic perspective to make the world and humanity a better place. And so that we can have optimal performance and thrive instead of just survive. Because we truly all deserve a good quality of life. It's just often we just don't know what we don't know. And that's exactly why I love having these shows, because you get to hear from experts on their zones of genius. And because I believe knowledge is meant to be shared. So let's share it loud and proud and share it wide. So make sure that you click the link there in the description so that you can connect on the website and grab that freebie so you can learn more about the importance of K2 vitamin, and also keep your eye out for the drop and launch of their product. So thank you so much for being on the show. We're so grateful for you.
I wish to thank you and also thank all the audience for their attention. And I hope you have a splendid journey towards your entrepreneurship.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. So have a splendid journey, my friends. And remember, expect magic and miracles. Stay happy, healthy, wealthy. And what is the best that can happen? We'll see you on the next episode. Thank you.